Okay. Hey everyone. Hello. Nice to meet you all. My name is Sivan. I'm the VP of Business Development at Lumus Optical. How many people here have heard of Lumus before? Okay. How many people have actually seen our optic helmet? Shannon, I see you. Nice. Okay, so this is well deserved. We're an Israeli company. We design AR optics for glasses. We're basing our technology on waveguide, reflective waveguide optics. I want to tell you a little bit about the company, the products that we have, a little bit about the roadmap, and I'm going to be in the back giving demos afterwards, and I highly recommend checking it out. And hello to the metaverse out there. Hi everyone. So Lumus designs reflective waveguide technology. It's basically our product is what you see there on the left. It's this thing right here. It's pretty hard to see, but this is built out of two components. One is the waveguide, which is the glass, and it has, you don't really see here in the projector, but there are 6 prisms, cascading mirrors. And then the second part is the pod, the projection module that takes the image, injects it into the waveguide, and we sell that together as a component. And how does waveguide technology works in general? This is a very generalistic kind of simplification of how it works. A very specific case, but it's a good idea of how this all works. So the eye is right there. There's image data that's coming from the operating system through the display boards, taking it apart to the 3 core colors, RGB, shining it into or injecting the information onto reflective panels on the LCOS. We can work with every type of macro display. Specifically, there are very high benefits to LCOS in terms of brightness and contrast. So that's what we mostly use, but we're indifferent. More or less, a light source shines on the panels. The light is reflected internally into a collimation pod. That's where the magic happens. And then through an angle that maintains total internal reflection, meaning the entire light is staying inside the waveguide, inside the lens. You don't really see anything escapes. And then hits the prisms one after the other. Part of the light hits the first one, part of it goes to the eye, and then the rest goes on to the next one. Partially going to the eye, and then the next one, to build a very uniform, clear, vivid image. That's how it basically works. And we take pride in having a very large field of view compared to other optical systems. Our base model starts at 40 degrees field of view, and we have prototypes at 55, and there's no real barrier to the technology and how big the field of view can get. There are other considerations, other trade-offs, of course, but there's no barrier. We have a compact form factor. This looks, and you guys can check it out. More or less, it looks like a normal eyewear. This one is 1.7 millimeter. You can kind of pass it around. Please be sure this is defective, so you won't mind, but please be sure to return this. Lifelike image, take pride in brilliant colors, very vivid, uniformity. There's no breakups, there's no artifacts. And I highly recommend checking it out after the talk or after the demos. And then the last properties that we feel are not talked enough about, true see-through. We believe that in order for AR glasses to really become largely adopted, the optics need to be see-through. Some of the optical systems, what you see out there, they darken it to make the augmented data, the digital data, seem clearer, better contrast. We don't do that. It's true see-through. You can check it out and see. You can see people's eyes, their pupils, when they talk to you. And that's a huge factor in our minds. And then daylight readability. We have very bright displays. You can go outside in broad daylight and see augmented information when there's bright background behind it. So that's important. So a lot of people talk about field of view. That's kind of the most commonly referred to property. What is 40 degrees field of view? What does that equate to? So this is a simple math. If you have a 10-feet living room, 3-point-something meters, and you sit on your couch, 40 degrees field of view equates to 80-inch TV, which is not bad. I have a 55, I think. And I often joke that my first 100-inch TV will probably be augmented. Just for comparison, when you're watching a video on your phone in a bus or anywhere else, it's equal to 22-inch screen TV at 10 feet away or at about 10 degrees. So we are about 4 times bigger than you watching your phone at 1 feet away, which is kind of here. And we believe, by the way, that when you talk about fields of view, a lot of us come from VR, and we were used to the 100, 110, and really being immersed. If you hold up your fingers, and it doesn't have to be really accurate, if you're looking just with your pupil, without changing your posture, just with your eyes, looking at the edges of those 2 fingers, you'll find it becomes uncomfortable after a minute. You won't be able to read anything here. Maybe to see indications, but not really to consume content on these far edges. You would find yourself just turning the head. So most of what we're seeing really exists in front of us. And as long as the latency is low and things change and they track and all the good stuff that our clients, the companies building AR glasses care about, then our display optics can definitely support that. Very quickly about the company, founded in 2000, 17 years ago, so definitely not a young company. We believe that hardware, it takes years and years of rigorous development and failures and successes to really take products to market. The technology is reflective waveguides, as I said, in contrast to diffractive waveguides, which are small gratings in the glass or the plastic, whatever the material is. And the gratings change the angles. For us, it's actual mirrors inside. Our mission is to be the go-to display optic in hopefully your first and second and third AR glasses. We work with many different companies. We're not looking at one specific area or one specific geography. Working with a lot of companies. Very solid IP portfolio, more than 160 patents, 60 pending. Business model is Lumus inside, borrowing from Intel, meaning we're a hardware component. We don't design system at all. Now we do have systems that function as a demo device or reference design for some of our clients if they want to see how we did it, how we connected everything. But it's by all means, it's not, even though we get so many requests and we try so hard to work with everybody and to empower everybody. The DKs, the developer kits that you'll see, I have 2 of them today. You'll get to test it out hopefully after. They're not a product, we're not planning to go to market with them. And proven we've shipped more than 10,000 optical engines. Those are those tiny display that you saw before. Some recent news, very quickly, I'll jump to the demo. We partnered with Quanta Computers, Taiwanese manufacturer. We've given them a limited license to make the entire fabrication, mass production of our optical engines. What this means, it validates in terms of quantity and price, the display can really fit into consumer electronics. And a lot of people talk about, ranges of high-end phones, hopefully sub $1,000. So that's the target of Quanta. Not only that they're selling our optical engines, they're making them, they're selling them directly to their clients, but they also announced a reference design that they will sell that to, you can think of all the electronic brands that are making, using Quanta and other ODMs for manufacturing. Another announcements with Flextronics, they also do a reference design using our optics. That will be catered more towards enterprise and industrial use. And then lastly, we're working with a company called Deep Optics. They have digital lens technology. They change the diopter based on electrical current running through the lens. And what that helps us do is get over the vergence accommodation conflict and then show content at multiple focal depth. So that's really exciting. And then many, many more news, working diligently on putting our optics in actual devices that people would be actually able to buy. So stay tuned. Working with all sorts of verticals, consumer, enterprise, and then also working with the military since 2008. You can see our optics in fighter pilots' helmets. AR-10 and F-16 already use our optics for about 10 years now. This is our product portfolio. Above the purple line, what we design and sell. Below it is our developer kits. We have a top-mounted one we just announced at CES. That will be the one that I'll be showing. 1080p resolution, really brilliant image quality. And then the dev kit 51 and 52 are a renewed version of our old DK50. And that kind of goes to show glasses form factor. At CES, we've also announced working on Sleek, which is a side-mounted optical display. The same properties as the one before that you saw, the DK51, but a much smaller form factor. And we also designed just a concept of something that this would fit into. So hopefully later this year, we're going to show the optical element that could be wrapped by something like this. And then there's a lot more work to do. We're not system designers, so this is one concept, but you know, cameras and tracking and gesture and all the good stuff that really make a great AR system. Hopefully we'll come to that. This is in broad strokes the size of the display, and I don't know if you can see, it's pretty dark, but the pod itself, we're really working on minimizing it while maintaining a very large field of view. Okay, let's get to the good stuff, demo time. So this is a very quick example. Let's see. Please help me pray the demo gods. Okay, everybody silently. Silent prayer. Alright, one more try. Get it? That's on purpose. That was on purpose. Alright. Do it. There you go. Alright, thank you, demo gods. We applaud you. So this is just a basic Unity Euphoria app that I downloaded. There's nothing special about this. Just wanted to show you quick tracking. So then, just casually looking at this nice marker right here, and I can see this cute animation. Nothing fancy about it, doesn't really light it in different ways or no interactivity. But in terms of, remember, we're just showing the optics, right? So this is very high brightness right now, so you guys can probably see my pupils light up. Somebody that would design a system would put an ambient light sensor in to modulate, to change the brightness level. But in terms of the content, just, I don't have to wear it that much. There you go. And really cool stuff you can do. All right, it crashed. Yeah, that's me. Thanks so much.
Yeah, while we're transitioning to the next speaker, want maybe take 2 questions. Max, we got any questions? But a question back there.
What kind of tracking are you using?
We're not.
You're not?
No, that's the first question. The question was, what tracking are we using? We're not using any tracking. We're trying to not overcomplicate our DKs because that's not our specialty. We just wanted to work to show the optics. On the other hand, we're always tempted, especially me with a content background, tempted to try and kind of showcase the best content we can. We do have stereo cameras on them. That's why I showed it with this device and not the new one that I'll show in the back. That one was like the first CES prototype that we had, so we didn't have time to put cameras in it. But this one has stereo cameras, so this is basically Euphoria, super easy, marker-based. We are working with companies who are obviously mounting really cool, awesome hardware and then software onto it. This, we have 2 configurations, very quickly, 2 configurations for the DK. One is a full system on board running Android with a Snapdragon, and then the other one is just an HDMI in that can run image or video from any device, iPhone, PC, Android device, whatever you want to throw at it. It just functions as a secondary monitor, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
What frame rate?
It's not really a question of our optical system. It's more about the system. Whatever the system supports, we've shown I think 90. This one works at 60. I think this one works at 60. Yeah. One more, last one.
I forget if they're using bragg radiance or is it a polymer that's just
Ooh, I have no idea. I know you're gonna throw that at me. I got your email. We'll talk after. We'll wrap it up here.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Miles. It's very informative. If you have more questions, be around. But we're going to move right along to our next